Alright, so it is currently, I think, like 5 a.m. on Thursday, I think, and I'm getting started on this. But what I want to do is make a Marguerite inspired dress. I'll kind of put the dress I'm thinking about on the screen. But I thought this color of taffeta, I don't know if it's poly or if it's real. It was from an auction that I had gotten. But it shifts from like a gold to like a pinkish purple color, and I think it kind of gives off a sort of Marguerite feel of dresses that she wore. So I'm going to use this. It's going to be the bodice, and then a gathered skirt, and then I'm going to make foofy sleeves. So that is the plan for today. So to make this dress, I am using McCall's Costumes 2806. And I'm just going to be using these two pieces actually, and I'm not going to include the darts in them. I'll probably take the dart area out at the sides because I don't want darts. In the movies, I don't believe there were darts. So I'm just going to take out a little bit from the side edge for the front and the back, and that is what we are going to do. And also of note, because this is a two-tone taffeta, I'm going to try to cut everything out going in the same direction, because if I don't, then the way it reflects the color would be different all over. So I'm going to try to keep it a little consistent, and I think I'm going to go ahead and cut it out this way so that it has this top selvage here. So I'm going to cut out my bodice pieces and then cut out my skirt panel, probably in one big rectangle in the same orientation. So I might just leave my fabric here so that I don't get confused. And I'm going to try to cut it out all at once. Okay, so I'm curious as to if this is silk or a polyester. So since I have some little pieces that I could test, I'm gonna do a burn test and just see what happens. I think I'm going to go ahead and prep the sleeves so that they will be ready. The first thing I did after I cut them was I put the clips on the upper edge of the sleeve and had the clips facing the right way out. So this is the right side. That way I don't get confused on which side of the rectangle is which. Plus the top edge has the selvage. So, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep 27 inches in length. So that will be about as long as my hand from my shoulder. It should go a little bit past my fingertips, I think. But these are supposed to be really floofy sleeves. Alright, so at about the 27-inch mark, I'm going to fold this under, because her sleeves looked like the ends were folded in and they poofed out. So this is going to be folded in. So I think that length looks good. I tried it on my arm. And then what we're gonna do is on the inside, this is the outside, I will do some elastic where it will go for the wrist, and then it'll help bunch it up there. And then I can just tuck this edge in and finish that off on the inside. But that is my basic idea. I hope that makes sense. Okay, well, I've finished the gathering on the sleeves. I ended up using this like tape to sew the gathers to instead of elastic. And I ended up having to sew that by hand because the fabric was too thick for my sewing machine to get through. So I did this part by hand, as you can see. Not the cleanest work, but it should work. So now, next for the sleeves, I will fold it right sides together and sew down here, boop, and then these are our sleeves. And here's Princess and Jetta taking up this other one. Do you guys like it? You comfy? You comfy, babe? Okay. Alright, so it's the next morning. I have the sleeves done. These will be gathered and sewn into the arm area of the bodice later. So the sleeves are done. They probably look a little bit more complicated than they are. It's literally just a big rectangle. There's like no curves or anything. And then I tucked in the lower edge and sewed it down to some kind of tape just to keep the gathers in place. Like all it was is gathering a flat piece with straight edges, like just a big rectangle. Like I did have to sew it by hand though because my sewing machine couldn't sew through the thick layers of polyester fabric. So sleeves are done. Now I'm gonna work on the bodice. It does not match, but I do have some blue linen. It's not enough to make like a full dress, but I think I will line the bodice with the linen. That way at least the layer that would be against me is a natural fiber. I mean, the plasticky polyester fabric might kind of trap heat, but I think this will be more likely to make it more comfortable, I think. So that's what I am going to do.